All right, friends, backed up by popular demand, I gotta do another video on our good friend I Am Longevity. It's Timon, and we're gonna react to the longevity slave. I am longevity slave. I'm a slave to longevity, which is natural anyways, whether you live long or not. I don't know. Who knows? Well, anyways, let's find out what Tony has to say from I Am Longevity. He says, expert trainers past and present, you know nothing about longevity. They don't know anything about longevity, bro. Christ.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. August 12th, 2025. I want to ask you guys something. I've been getting these comments about everybody in the history of training and exercise. They're all wrong and I am right. No, it has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do about me being right and them being wrong. The thing is this. All these experts from the past, plyometrics experts, David Wex, Franz Bosch's, all these incredible trainers, you're nothing. You're nothing when it comes to longevity.
They're nothing when it comes to longevity. You want to know what will make you live longer? What's the secret to longevity? When protein synthesis exceeds that breakdown. If breakdown is higher than protein synthesis, you're going to have a very short lifespan. You're going to deteriorate faster than you're aging. See, here's the thing. The truth is, you really aren't aging. You just think you are. You stopped growing already. You stopped growing. When you stop growing, you stopped aging. What is happening is you're deteriorating faster than you're aging. Yeah. That's what's happening here. You're deteriorating faster than you're aging. That's why animals, when they die, they look youthful. They look young when they die. They don't look so-called aged when they die. They die, but they don't look aged. So people assume because they see people like Tony from I Am Longevity looking like a goddamn mummy, they think, well, yeah, they aged and they died. But you're looking at an animal, a human animal, that has actually deteriorated and died. He didn't age and die. He deteriorated and died. Look, you have a biological clock in your body. You're going to die. You understand me? Everything dies on this planet. Nothing is going to live forever because that's the nature of things on this planet. So if you think you're going to live forever, good luck with that. But whatever. Look, but if you want to live to the full extent of your lifespan, then you want to stop the deterioration. Your problem is none of you understand that you're deteriorating faster than you're aging. That is the symptom. See what I mean? Has nothing to do with these motor units or anything like that. So you're consuming a lot of toxic food, which is adding to the deterioration. So you're hitting the target. So the more of these toxic slave food, peasant diets you keep eating, they also contribute to the deterioration and the lack of these amino acids. You're not getting them in your body enough. They can also, carbohydrates also interfere with so many things, man. With so many things that's why they say anti-nutrient, because they prevent the absorption of certain nutrients. Look, when people talk about scurvy, vitamin C, they got scurvy because they had deficiency of vitamin C. They're not deficient in vitamin C. Plants are not deficient in vitamin C, and neither is meat. It's not deficient in vitamin C. However, a carnivore person, a person eating meat, which everybody's carnivore on this planet, everybody's eating meat and eating the slave food peasant diets along with it, okay? And they're cooking their meat and doing a bunch of crazy, artificial, crazy things, okay? Anyway, the point is, it could prevent the absorption of this vitamin C. And what could happen after that, I can't tell you. But I've never heard of anybody eating meat that suffered from this so-called scurvy, a vitamin C deficiency, okay? But I have seen people suffer scurvy symptoms in the vegan compilation. You see their hair falling out, their nails, their gums are receding, they have pain, their teeth are falling out, a bunch of shit. Okay? So, what is that? A lack of amino acids. So, what is actually going on there when you have a lack of amino acids? You're deteriorating. Now you're deteriorating at a rate that is rapid. Your hair is falling out, your nails, your gums are receding, your teeth are falling out, you're losing energy. I mean, you're having palpitations. You're just having so many problems. It's ridiculous. And then it could come to the point where you die. So yeah, you're not going to look very good after you deteriorate like that. So it is really a deterioration. So Tony's wrong about motor units and all these things and everything else, okay? But yes, senescent cells, as you deteriorate a lot slower with the time, you deteriorate, buildup of senescent cells, myogenic decline. These are all because of deficiencies in what? Amino acids. It isn't a deficiency of vitamin C or anything like that. It's a deficiency in amino acids. That's what happens. And these anti-nutrients, they cause all these problems. So yeah. So what do you need to do? You need to increase the amino acids. How do you do that? Eat more protein, eat more animal products, and stop eating slave food peasant diets. You got to cut them out because they're anti-nutrient. They prevent the absorption of other nutrients and these amino acids. Now, plants are deficient in amino acids. They lack and are deficient and lack. And so, even if you were to try to consume, you would have to consume so much to get these essential amino acids. You would never keep up with it. You could never keep up with it. That's why they start deteriorating faster than they're aging, the vegan compilation, and then they eventually, if they don't stop, they'll die.
Maybe you're good at training people for a sport, but when it comes to longevity, you're nothing. Why am I saying you're nothing? Because you can't move. None of you, any of you that are 60 plus, don't tell me about do this, do that. Show me. I don't give a shit about your training, what you did in your prime. I don't care about you athletes, Olympic athletes. You did this and that in your prime. I did a lot of shit in my prime.
I'm sure he has done a lot of shit in his prime because it shows.
Show.
It shows. It shows. It reflects. And he's using filters right now in this video because everybody knows that. It reflects in his physical look. You see him, he's aged. Like I can prove everything that I say. Look at this. So I did a video on this, I think. I don't know. This is from AI Overview. Yes, the statement is accurate. When protein breakdown outpaces protein synthesis, it can lead to the accumulation of damaged or misfolded proteins, which can trigger cellular senescence. Senescent cells are cells that have stopped dividing but don't die, and instead they can release harmful molecules that contribute to inflammation and tissue damage. Now listen, the first statement says it all. When protein breakdown outpaces protein synthesis. So what is the goal of Tony from I Am Longevity? Well, his goal is to what? Is when the protein breakdown is outpacing protein synthesis. So he's breaking protein down so that it outpaces protein synthesis. And that's why he's deteriorated. He's old and deteriorated. So now you understand why this dude here, he looks so deteriorated, and all these exercise people, they just look worn out like an old worn out shoe and deteriorated. So their whole goal is to get older. Really what they're doing is they're telling you this is longevity, but in fact they're doing the opposite. So they're actually exercising, breaking down proteins, and it's exceeding the synthesis. The breakdown, the breakdown is exceeding the synthesis, and thus every time you keep breaking down and you don't exceed the synthesis, you get more deteriorated over time because of the lack of amino acids. Get it? Like it said there. Yeah, that's what happens.
Tell me now. Don't talk. Don't go on. Oh, this is what you must do, and this is what you must do.
I don't need to talk. I'm going off experience, bro. I've tried all these foods, diets. I've tried exercise. I've tried this fasting thing too. I tried to see what it would do to my muscle in my body. It deteriorates you. That's what it does. Now and then I've tried eating high amino acid protein diets, like it says in science. And guess what I see? Get younger. Everybody, it's obvious. If people are telling me around me my hair looks nicer, my hair looked really bad on that crazy uh, vegetable fruit diet, slave food diet. I still ate meat, but that was interfering with the uploading of the amino acids and the vitamins because it's anti-nutrient. These fucking stupid diets, fruit and vegetables, shit and all that. So it made my hair really bad. You can see me in my videos. They made me look really bad. But when I started eating meat and going back and coming back to the buffet and everything, you can see my hair got better. I looked better. My skin, my muscle, I just looked much better. And that's what happened over time. I got better. Like, I getting compliments from fucking teenagers, for fuck's sakes. Girls telling me, you got nice hair. Now, they didn't tell me that before because it was ugly because of the slave food diet. So yeah, I let it grow out again. I let it grow out again because I wanted to see. And anyways, I like long hair. I don't want to be a slave. I don't want to be a slave like with short hair like this dude. So I have nice hair because I'm healthy. That's an indicator of health. Long hair, shiny, it's blonde, looks good. I got nice hair, so got to grow it out and see what other people would say. And they're complimenting me constantly. You look young, you look good, you look this, you look that. So it's kind of obvious. It's kind of obvious on the face of it. It's working. See what I mean? Even Jordan Peterson, his wife, said, "We're getting younger." Why would she say that? What? See, in her mind, she thinks that deteriorating, right? Because they're deteriorating on the slave food diet. They were getting older. They weren't getting older. They were deteriorating. So in her mind, she's like, we're getting younger. In other words, we're not deteriorating anymore. We're reversing that. We're doing the opposite. The deterioration is now going away.
Show me how it's working for you. You're 60 plus. Don't show me a straight line sprint. Show me your agility. Show me your rate of force development.
Yes. Show me how you break down these proteins constantly and then not increase protein synthesis, just breaking it down. You're never exceeding protein synthesis. Please show us, Tony, how you're aging, how you look 95 at 60. Great job. Let's see.
Show me your youthful talk. You
This
have
is
none.
great.
None of you. None. I mean,
Wonderful.
literally, none of you.
That's wonderful. Yes, great. Excellent.
Yes, you're nothing when it comes to training for longevity and preserve.
Yes, I'm nothing when it comes to training for longevity. I'm actually training for longevity. I'm down at the buffet, eating there for over three hours. Yeah, I'm training for longevity by consuming, by protein synthesis exceeding that breakdown. See what I mean?
Fast motor units in older age. I don't care what you show first.
That's how you reverse. That's how you reverse all the deterioration that happened to you to this point. If you can exceed that breakdown in proteins in your body, once you exceed that, you're anabolic. You can consider that anabolic. You've even shut off the catabolic hormone. You've converted it to an androgen, so it doesn't have to compete with the androgen receptor. So that is going to stop the deterioration and start reversing it. That's what happens. You start reversing it. But in his case, he's accelerating. He's accelerated the deterioration faster because the breakdown is exceeding the protein synthesis in his case. Yeah. Just like Blaha.
Sport, basketball, sprinting, football. I don't care what you tell people that are young what they need to do. Why didn't it work for any of you? Why is it that
Why didn't it work for any of the people that are out there? Because they're all on slave food diets. They're anti-nutrient, and there's a deficiency there, and so they are deteriorating faster than they're aging. They just don't realize it.
Every single one of you moves like an old man. You do not know anything about preserving.
They move, if they do move like an old man, it's because they've deteriorated too as well. But you're on probably TRT. But that has nothing to do with motor units. I don't know why they're not moving. Maybe they're not practicing at moving around. Okay, dude? They're not practicing at activating these motor units to move around, okay? Fuck, who gives a shit? That's that's not going to stop the deterioration. Let me tell you something. These fucking motor units and this asshole, Tony, jumping around trying to convince you that you're going to somehow reverse all this shit and everything. You people are crazy. You're mentally sick because you're slaves. You're not noblemen. You're slaves. You have to eat like a nobleman. You have to live like a noble. But if you live like a slave like Tony, then you're going to end up looking like a slave. What do slaves look like? Deteriorated, aged, old, and kaput. Get it, dude? What do noble people look like? They look amazing. They look great. They have nice skin. They're tall. They're not fucked up or aged. And they have nice hair. Yeah.
Motor units, plyometrics by themselves up to sports. How to get better for sports.
Here's what you've never seen in Europe. When these kings and queens died, if you go to the, if you, like, I've been to Europe and I've seen these, like, there's these places you go and they show you, like, you literally can see a body in there. Like, they don't look deteriorated at all. These people, they died and they don't look deteriorated. Like, if you go to Lenin, this guy Lenin in Russia, Lenin, right? He died, right? This guy, a long time ago. So they have his body there. It's on display. Does he look deteriorated to you? He died, right, of old age. Does he look deteriorated to you? What does he look like? Go take a look. Take a careful look. Go look online. I don't know. And does he look like a mummy? No. But look at Tony compared to that guy. See what I mean? So the people in the past, when they died, did they look like mummies? Well, not really. They didn't look like mummies. A mummy is just a mummy in a thing tied up. The way I say mummy, the word mummy means that it means deteriorated, or decaying. I would say decay. They're decaying there, so they're a mummy now, right? They're all wrapped up in this shit, a mummy, whatever. They're decayed when you see the body. He looks like that, decayed mummy. Get it? It's just a reference, but whatever. The point is, man, when I look at these kings and queens, they showed their bodies in there. They weren't really decaying. They showed their body. They looked fresh. They looked young. They even showed on the top of the coffin, they would have a display of what the person looked like when they died. They would make a model of this queen or whatever. They didn't look deteriorated. Why? When they died, why do all the slaves, the peasants and slaves and everybody else look deteriorated when they die? Because of the slave food peasant diet. The nobles, they ate meat. You understand me? They ate meat. Yeah. Warriors ate meat too. So warriors, these nobles, they looked really good when they died. They didn't look deteriorated. But Tony, he eats slave food diets, which is contributing to the acceleration of this deterioration. That's number one. And the fact that he's even exercising, because that's opening a window for what? Protein breakdown. So now you got a window for protein breakdown. So you're not exceeding this protein synthesis, so you got more breakdown. And you have a deficiency in these amino acids and not exceeding protein synthesis. And then you end up, and this is a formula, you end up like this, deteriorated, 95 years old, at 60. Get it?
Or rate of force development for younger age for sports.
Who cares?
But for some reason,
who cares? Only slaves play sports. Slaves, they perform in sports. Now, if you're just playing for pleasure, that's different. But if you're doing it because for money, you're a slave.
None of you can back up your training styles and show how it's working for you. I don't. So what? You show a younger guy how to.
But how is exercise going to stop the deterioration? It increases it. How is it going to stop it?
Train.
If Exercise opens a window for deterioration, protein breakdown, right? Protein breakdown, deterioration. Then how can exercise stop that? Only only food can stop that. Exercise cannot stop that. Only food can stop that. You understand me, people? Wake up.
There are no experts in this world to how to preserve fast motor units in aging.
I'm not an expert in anything. I'm an I'm an observer of things, and I try things out. I don't know anything. I still don't know anything. That doesn't mean that I know something. Neither does Tony. I'm a human being. I don't know anything. You understand me? We don't know anything. If we knew something, we wouldn't be here. We'd be somewhere else. We wouldn't want to be here. The point is this, man. Does it really matter at the end of the day? It's everything is based on observation and your experiences and your senses and whatever else, okay? So yeah, it tells you this is what's happening.
That's why all of you move slow. Bottom line, stop your talking. I show my stuff. I show how I.
That's why you all move slow. But what does that have to do with this so-called aging? You're not going to stop aging. In other words, you're not going to stop from dying. This biological clock one day you croak. But this is not going to stop the deterioration. Shit. You're deteriorating, you fool.
Move. I show my agility. Now,
No, you don't. You show how you can break down proteins and age like a motherfucker. Like you.
it's your turn. David Weck, Franz Bosch's, all of you. I challenge all of you. Let me see you move. Stop your freaking talking and let me.
Look, I'll explain this too. So, way back in the late '90s, I discovered this. Like I started moving for what do you call it? Muscle damage. Okay, muscle damaging my muscles. I'd come in once a week, damage them, and then go through a repair and a remodeling. Now, the whole time, that whole week, I would always be in protein synthesis exceeding that breakdown. I would go to a place and I literally would eat there for hours and hours and hours, and I would keep eating all day. I would keep eating at home, keep eating, and I ate a lot of protein, man. I ate these little chicken wings. I had, fucking shrimps, and then I had like more beef and stir fried beef and this and that. Man, more seafood, a bunch of stuff. Whatever. They had the best at that time. They had a really good food. Those days, they had good food when I was eating in buffets, and they were really cheap. Anyways, the point is, I would consume a lot of protein, and I mean a lot. And so that actually stopped the deterioration and actually started reversing it. I started looking much younger than what I was, and so when I was in my 30s, I remember dating a woman. She was the same age as me. I was 34. She was like 34. And she asked me for my ID because she didn't believe my age. That's why I did some comparisons. I looked at some older pictures of me, younger pictures, whatever, back and forth. And I go, yeah. At the time, it never dawned on me. I never thought about it at the time. But I realized later, yes, I had stopped the deterioration and even reversed it because going through those bouts because they were regenerative. And so the people that hung around me, they all thought I was like, I don't know, in my early 20s. And I was like, no, man, I'm in my 30s. I'm 34 years old and stuff. And I felt like an old person, like 34, much mature and old, but they were treating me like I was in my 20s, and I didn't like that, actually, to tell you the truth. But again, your experiences, people, the way they're treating you and asking you, when a woman has to ask me for my ID and we're the same age, that is just crazy. She wants to confirm my age, that we're the same age, because she says, like, I don't believe you. You look like you're in your early 20s. You look too young. And I'm like, what? So there you go. But here's the thing. What I realized later when I didn't do any of that and I reached my 40s, when I got into my 40s, when I hit 41, 42, somewhere around there, wow, the deterioration started increasing. It started going really fast. And then and I just got lazy. I didn't think about it. I thought maybe this was natural process. These are not natural processes. That's the thing. You have to really see. You have to really dive into it if you truly are interested in at this anti-aging stuff or anti-deterioration. Let's call it anti-deterioration. Then you have to stop the deterioration and reverse it, get rid of it, and prevent it. See what I mean? That's the whole point. Now, as far as aging, yeah, I mean, health, longevity, aging, whatever. You can't stop your biological clock. I can't tell you when you're going to die. But I could tell you that you will die a lot sooner and quicker, younger, if you deteriorate a lot faster. That will cut down on your lifespan. Definitely, you'll die a lot younger.
And all you people that are supporting these guys, stop your talking and show how their methods have kept you moving like a guy half your age. If you're over 60, if you're over 50, show me. Show me.
I don't need to move or anything.
You.
I don't need to move. I move fast enough. I walk fast, move fast enough. I move my arms. I I'm functional. I'm a functional human being. Human beings don't want to do any of these things. Slaves, not even slaves want to work. He's got to force himself to do these crazy running, exercise, whatever. He's high on drugs or something. So it must be some TRT shit going on here. Whatever.
Agility, moving like a freaking running back. A 30-year-old running back, a 25-year-old running back. I'm showing you videos and you got the audacity to tell me, who am I to tell? That's right. There are none. There are no experts that can back up their training methods when it comes to longevity. Now prove me wrong and show me a freaking video that somebody literally moves like a freaking younger man in their 60s. Have a wonderful day. Why am I pissed? Because
What? This has nothing to do with how you're moving. He says moving in your 60s. So what is your channel about? Moving in your 60s? Moving really fast in your 60s? Or are you about a longevity? Which fucking one is it, bro? See what I mean? This has nothing to do with longevity. The channel is bunk, man. This guy, he's out of his mind. He's lost it. Let me explain something to you. Tony from I Longevity has lost it. He's gone nuts because they debunked his thing. Science came out, real scientists came out and debunked him. No scientist has ever come and debunked anything that I've said. But scientists have debunked him with this motor unit bullshit. A master athlete and a guy sitting on the sofa, they have the same amount of motor units. You're not gonna lose your motor units. Your motor units are gonna be there forever when you die. So you don't need to do any of these things to. Oh, I have to preserve my motor units. But I will tell you this: if you lift a heavy weight in a gym and you want to stay at that certain level, let's say you're benching 400, squatting 400, I don't know, deadlifting 400, whatever, then you're going to have to do that forever and ever and ever. If that was your goal, to recruit more motor units and androgen receptors so that you can be good at lifting that particular weight, well then you'll be slaved to it. The motor units and the androgen receptors will slave you to doing that the rest of your life. Get it? You're going to have to do it the rest of your life like a good little slave, because I'll tell you why. Because it's unnatural, number one. And number two, if you stop doing it, the motor units and androgen receptors will regress, and those lifts will go away. You understand me? So why are you lifting those weights for? What's the purpose? I don't know. You want to waste your life away? Time is very precious. Let's put it this way. Time is the one thing that you lose on this planet and you can never get back again. So why would you give your time away for free to some gym guy or whatever, some weight, lifting a weight, a man-made weight in a gym? So man created these weights, right? These fake weights, and then now you're lifting these fake metal weights in a gym or whatever, in your home or a gym, and you've imprisoned yourself, you've enslaved yourself to something, to some weights. What the fuck? That's crazy. And some people even buy them. They even purchase these man-made fucking weights and keep them in their fucking home, right? lifting these fucking weights all day, bro. You have to think, is this person like sane or what? What's the matter with their brain, bro? Get it? Like, you have to be mentally insane to be lifting man-made weight and actually pay for it in your fucking home, even. Get it? So you could maintain motor units. Get it, dude? The ones that you increase because of lifting that weight. So you have to keep those motor units there by lifting that weight. You want to keep them there all the time so you can lift that 400 pounds. What? This is really crazy. Okay, man, whatever. I'll see you in the next one. You tell me what you think about that. Just man, society has totally fucking lost it, man. That's the problem with the fitness industry. It's all garbage.